Welcome back, my friends. In this occasion, I want to show you part of my collection by sections. I was thinking about a nice theme to start with, and what better than the SINISTER 6 by Hasbro's Marvel Legends. This display was my original idea after I take a break of collecting about a couple of years, and the plan was to only buy these 6 figures and 6 Spider-Man to recreate kinda a Spider-Verse theme, but I found sooner than later that I was again into this whirlpool of collecting. And please, if you like my content, please leave a like and subscribe to my channel. More will be coming. I'm going to make a quick review for these figures in the order I got them, starting with Mysterio, which by the way I bought him with the Sandman on Amazon. I do really like this Mysterio. The classic colors of the figure pops up, especially the wash in the green suit reminds me of the Toy Biz era, something that Hasbro doesn't do quite often as we would like. The articulation of the figure is just right and enough for the character. The ball of the head shines very nice with this mother of pearl tone. The illusion effect is a very nice addition to the figure and his mythos. I do like this translucent plastic. We can remove the cape, which is the same mold as the ball, and there is a Quentin Beck translucent head sculpt. My only gripe is that the cape doesn't sit nice enough. Sometimes the back hinders and it's quite annoying, but overall it did the job and looks beautiful in my display. The Sandman is a nice figure with a sufficient amount of articulations. It came with a couple of fists, these sandy hands and sleeves, and extra battle damage head sculpt, which I don't like the face expression. I would have loved the sculpt to have the grand teeth. I think it suits better with the hole in the eye, and it's kinda of an odd choice from the development team. The paint application is nice, though maybe a weathering would have helped the figure to give him more of a sun effect besides the accessories, and just maybe made him a little bit taller. Not as a buff, but I prefer that version, and maybe I will try to hunt that or the Marvel Diamond Select. Sadly, the articulation of my figure is starting to get loose, especially on the groin and shoulders. I attribute it to the weight of the Sun accessories, hence is a bit laborious to get him stand, so I use a wire to help him. After a couple of months I managed to get a second hand in Electra. Sadly I lose one without the box and the former owner lost a fist, so it's incomplete, but don't worry, it doesn't make me lose sleep. Maybe yes. Well, let's talk about him, and I like the frame of the body. In the last release, Hasbro used a piece of spider body which gave him an odd proportion. The head was a little big, but with the mold used for the retro card, this is complete fixed and looks better in my opinion. Though it lost some point of articulations, the paint deco is nice, very classic. I like the lightning that go through the suit, and the contrast within the green and the yellow is appropriate. It came with an extra electrifying pair of hands, no extra head sculpt. The one it came with is the same as the 2016 release, but with a more humanized paint. And I do really like the malicious face on the figure, it makes him shine. No pun intended, got it? It took me a while to find a Kraven the Hunter at a good price in my town, building my collection. After a few years of releases, I had a couple of options for this character, even though I am not a huge fan of the stock look of Kraven's face. The other option that came with a symbiote Spider-Man was like kinda too much grunt, too crazy, though the suit and deco on that figure was more of a classic depiction. I really love the design decisions that were made here, especially the skulls on the knees looks very haunting. The mold used in this figure looks nice, but the articulation of the shoulders have some hinders due to 1. The lion vest, which have a pretty sculpt, and second, but mostly because of the trail of the articulation doesn't allow even to lift the arm to 90-degree angle. Yet you can lift the arm by rotating the shoulder, but it's just an unnatural transition of the articulation. And of course the paint of the face is just terrible comparing to our next figure. Even though all the problems I found with this one, I still like him. My search for the vulture was kind of funny, at least for me. At that point I was taking a little easy on my hands, trying to not spend too much money and waiting for newer releases. At that time an uncle knew about my collection, we talked about it, especially because he collected coins, some Hot Wheels and military vehicles. But of course he didn't know a lot about comic book characters, and one day he went to a toy store looking around and surprised me with a vulture that he'd bought me. But a MCU vulture from the basic Hasbro toy line with some play feature. Of course I really appreciate the gift, I still have it hanging on my wall. The urge to get a comic book vulture became true. I found him after looking in a Facebook group. Of course it wasn't a no-brainer to get the one from the Demon Hope Goblin Wave, and I really love the paint job in the faces. I believe it isn't digital face print, but in his creepy-ish old man look is a beautiful job in that matter. The body mold used is the perfect one from an old Rams, though is used as well, I believe, is the pizza spider. Well, it's kind of ironic. Well, okay. But my only complaint with the figure is the wings. The peg holes doesn't hold them that well, at least in my copy. But once you get him in a right pose, it do an amazing job in that display. Finally, but not least, Otto Octavius, that dog Ock. Before the release, the figure was too expensive for my taste. I was just waiting to catch some good deal. But then I hear the rumors about the new release, hoping to be the one from the animated series. But my disappointment was evident when Hasbro announced the 2-pack with a character I have never heard of, Silk, and the price didn't do the charm. But yet, I was willing to spend the money just to complete my Sinister 6 display. I tried to get the pre-order with a local vendor, but went out of orders very quick and decided then to hold in my search. Fortunately, a few weeks after the release, I managed to get only the dog and save some bucks. Well, let's talk about the figure. His design has a very simple but classic look, which I really appreciate. I like a lot more of the colors used in this version, more vibrant, especially the yellow. It came with an extra serious head sculpt, 2 pairs of hands, and nothing else. I have found not too much fun playing with the articulation. The diaphragm does not go forward too much, and trying to go backwards I have found that the tentacles hinders it. Though the articulation at that point is nice, and of course the unarticulated tentacles are annoying and limited in some degree the playability, but once you get him in a good place it complete my displays. And there we have it, a quick overview with some stories about part of my collection. I want to thank everyone who watched the video. Please leave a like and subscribe to my channel. Hope you enjoy my content so far. I will be bringing more reviews with newer releases of multiple figure lines, so your support is very important for me to continue with this passion project, collecting and share with y'all. Thank you very much. See you all in the next one.